Welcome to this discussant interview at the APVA Awards 2023. I am Stephanie, APVA's Programs and Communications Officer. Today, we will be looking into the topic Podcast 101, Tips and Tricks for Creating High-Quality Audio Content. So if you're here and you're a podcaster or you are thinking about becoming one in the future, this is a very good opportunity for you to learn one or two insider tips and tricks about podcasting. With me here is C.S. Nwilliams, who is a podcaster, a creative artist, a poet, a writer, and an author. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome C.S. Nwilliams.
Hello.
Hi. So briefly and quickly, can you please introduce yourself to us? Let's meet you.
I think you've done everything yourself, which is cool. I'm C.S. Nwilliams. I'm sure that a lot of people would know me better with Radio Apprentice. That's basically what I carry around.
Agreed. Okay, so let's dive right into the topic for today. So in this section, we will delve into the world of podcasting, and we'll be talking about tips and tricks, like I said, that you can use or apply to your podcast episode to produce good audio content. So for my first question, I have a couple of questions I would like for you to buttress on, and feel free to add your spin to it.
Okay.
So for my first question, I believe you've been in this, podcast space for quite some time. And I came across an interview of yours where you were talking about your early days of podcasting, the struggles you went through, how you didn't have an audience, and then you still struggled to show up. So you know how this thing works. So what are some of the common mistakes you feel like podcasters make when it comes to audio recording, and how can they be avoided?
Okay. One of the mistakes I think creators make with audio recording is believing that their cell phones can do the magic. That's basically one of the biggest mistakes, and it's a big limitation to them as well. Because when you don't believe that the most available tool you have cannot do the job for you, then that's the biggest problem. Not even how to make it perfect or not. It's the ability to use what you have at the time to record something great. And not being able to ask questions about the most amazing softwares to help you get better audio when you're recording. That's also one of the biggest issues. We're not very quick to ask questions. We're only asking when we want to spend so much money on buying equipment and all of that.
True.
But we realize that some AI tools these days have made it very good. You can record your audio in whichever environment you like, put it up to AI to take away the background noise if you can do that yourself. Most people have asked me questions about a few podcasts I did recorded with my phone. Like I tell them that I recorded with my phone and they don't believe it. So sometimes I wake up in the morning, early hours of the morning, I wake up with this inspiration. And so I pick up my phone, I start recording. Okay. When I'm done doing that, the next thing I do is maybe afterwards, I can put it up to Adobe Audition to edit, or I put it up to Audacity. Or if I'm not doing these, I can use the Adobe enhancement tool online to just clean up the audio and put it out there. Basically, that easy. It's become very easy these days because the future of audio is becoming wonderful. As much as we're enjoying the visual every now and then, the future of audio is secured. As a matter of fact, everything that is being done by the likes of Adobe and the rest of the others are doing it so that we can preserve the future of audio. And so that has actually given way for more editing tools for audio. So you just record, as long as you're getting clarity with your words, just put your mic close to your mouth when you're recording, get the vital information from your lip. And that's all you need.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I think I can relate with that when it comes to tools, because there are a few times where I tried creating and I'm like, if I had a professional microphone, or if I had a better phone, I would have produced, better videos or had better audio content on my videos, but I think I understand where you're coming from. And I appreciate the response. You gave us some tips. So for my next question, I think you spoke briefly on it, and which is, how do you think podcasters can effectively edit their episode to maintain a natural and engaging flow?
Okay, there's something that podcasters do these days is you're over editing the work. I call it over editing the work. Now, if someone who doesn't really understand, who's not understanding how audio works, you probably listen to it and you feel like you're not natural. Mm-hmm. And when the audio is not natural, people run away from listening to your podcast. That's first thing first. When you don't sound natural, they run away. So they want you to sound at least better. Now, I understand that most people get to mess around with their audio, especially when they have a very bad audio. So you're struggling so hard to take away the background noise. You're struggling so hard to ensure that it boosts clarity and all. But at the same time, you're taking away the juice, which is the real you. We're not listening to an auto-tune, a podcast, we're listening to you. And so it's important that people start recording in a way that you can capture your voice very well. If you capture your voice well, easy editing tools can actually deal with it. Okay, I came across this Adobe enhancement tool. Okay, you can get it when you type podcast.adobe.com. Now, when you use the enhancement tool, it's very clean to an extent, and it's AI. Okay, the AI what it does is just takes away the background noise and gives you a professional output. People haven't realized this. I spoke about this earlier, and a lot of people were like, wow, so your stuff like, I say yes, because they thought it was the usual audition, which you have to pay for, which you have to pay a lot of money for. But the Adobe online enhancement tool for audio is free, and it's very wonderful. It's very good. All you have to do is sign up, and when whatever it is you record, as long as you have a clear audio from your own part, you put it out there. It gives you back a very wonderful audio to put out there for your podcast. With very good audio, you're good to go. Just the way you're good to go when you have a good visual. People are attracted by very good visual. So when you have a very clear audio, they love it as well. They will want to listen to what you have to say if the audio is good.
Thank you so much for that answer. Here we are thinking AI was going to be the end of us, and it keeps saving us. So for my next question, how important is consistency when it comes to maintaining quality across your episode, and what steps can podcasters, take to ensure that whatever they drop today is not lesser than what they dropped last week? How do they maintain that level of quality across all their episodes?
Well, they can maintain it by not wanting to drop something better after they've dropped one today. I think the only place where it's important to ensure that you have it going well is the area where you have to put up the content that you're putting out there. If you have your content organized, it has to go the same way. So whatever you did today has to repeat itself tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be better unless you're changing the people who are speaking, or you're changing your voice entirely, or you're changing your mindset entirely. So if you're not thinking about what the outcome would be when you produce an episode, let me tell you, some people can cough into their microphone, and the people who are listening would jump up and they're very happy. That's what happens. When people love you, they love you. But when you try to impress them, they run away. First of all, you want to put up assets. Secondly, you want to put up topics that you think that they would love. But to an extent, there are certain things they are missing, and you're not giving it to them. You're giving them what you believe they want. And again, in order for you to put up some very good show in podcasting, you have to create a culture of survey. Ask people what they love to listen to. The people who are listening to you already, ask them to give you a polite podcast. What would they want you to talk about? When they give you those insights, then you can work on that and see what you can produce, especially if you're producing a particular audience. Then you have to be talking to them. They have to give you a guide on what they think is better. You can't be producing things and you believe that, okay, I want to produce this one for them today because I believe they would like it. That's not true. They'll walk away and leave it for you there. And the pressure of you trying to get it better the next time to have more people listen would enable you mess up the more. Because you're trying to impress the people who you're not even sure of what they want. And so you're trying to create something better. with so much effort, so much money. Imagine that you thought that your problem was a microphone and a camera, and you spent so much money buying a microphone and buying camera and buying lights, only to realize that the people didn't even love your content in the first place. They were never enjoying what you were saying. Now my problem is the content that I'm putting out. I think that's the most important thing. Being able to organize your content very well, being able to understand what the people want you to talk about, being able to know what your strength is. What is it you're fluent in? What is it that you can talk about without even looking through the script? That's the first thing. You can script, yeah, but there has to be something upstairs. You have to look through all of that for you to produce a content. And when you do, stop dragging your family members to listen to your show or watch your show or something like that. I think that's still one of the biggest mistakes, and that's the biggest problem of consistency. You're dragging people to listen. You're dragging people to watch. These people are not interested. They know you. They know what you. Okay, imagine that on daily basis you like to gossip. Then when you go on your podcast, you're a motivational speaker. I won't listen to you. It will be very funny. Like, I know you in real life. You're gossip. You like to gossip, and we enjoy gossiping. Yeah, I can sit down here and you gossip. We're drinking and chatting and gossiping. And you have a podcast that you're motivational speaker. How? If you want to pursue that place, which maybe is your niche, you want to pursue motivational speaking, just know that your friends and your family members are not going to be your primary audience because they know you for something else. But then you can actually build your audience from outside. That's for example. So I'm not trying to stop you from enjoying something that you love to do. But at the same time, if you want to bring everybody in, then you have to do something that they know you for. Yeah. And you enjoy doing so that you can bring them in also. Mm-hmm. If I feature you in a podcast, it means you're going to bring 4, 5, 10 people to come and listen or watch. Okay? And we're what you love to do. And tomorrow you'll be happy to come to the show again because you enjoyed the previous one. Yes. See, all these things help support your consistency. They help boost your energy. It's just like you prepare a meal today. If nobody eats that food, you're not going to make another one tomorrow. Or you won't be motivated to make another one tomorrow. If anybody asks you, we're hungry, you tell you can't eat the previous one I made. And they might not be happy about it. Yeah. But when they consume the meal that you made, you're very eager to make a new one. You're always in the kitchen trying to cook something nice. As a matter of fact, they can bring Guinness Book of Record for you to keep cooking. Yeah. But if they don't eat, so it's the same thing with content. If you create a podcast, if you put out a podcast and nobody listens, then you're not motivated to make another one. But now there are factors surrounding it. It's either the meal is not tasty, it's either you didn't ask them what they want to eat, it's either you did not make something you're used to, or it's either you made the meal with grudges or you produced it late, something like that. So all these factors have to be put in place before you put out an episode or you put out a show. Yeah, that's the most important thing. That's actually a point that can help you boost your confidence because the better you do, the more you can drive.
Thank you. Thank you. I love how you approach that question. You just came at it from different angles. And I love it, how you attacked us with consistency. I liked it. So for my final question, what techniques do you think podcasters can use to optimize their audio quality? What approach do you think they should take to ensure that they don't have a messy audio?
Now, the first thing here is understanding where you're recording from, because the first step to getting a good audio is being able to record in a clear environment, ensuring that whatever tool you're using to record is recording your voice and not the noise. Even if you're going to use a condenser microphone, you have to ensure that the room is treated, okay? The room is soundproof, because what a condenser microphone does is it picks everything. You see the gateman arguing with somebody at the gate to pick that noise. You see your neighbor's dog barking, it's going to pick that noise. You see your neighbor beating their kids and trying to correct them for what they did in school, you're going to pick that noise as well. And that's for a condenser microphone. So if you don't have an environment where you can control the noise, then you have to go for a dynamic microphone. Okay. A dynamic microphone tries to filter the noise around and only takes what you bring to it directly. Mm-hmm. Okay, that does a very good job in taking away background noise. So if you don't have control of the noise in your area, then you have to go for a dynamic microphone. But the most important thing is whether you're recording with an equipment or with your phone or anything, you have to ensure that the recorder is taking your voice. Because if you have more noise than clarity of your voice in the recording, you're still going to have a messy audio, no matter what editing tool you use. But if you have a clear audio, you have a clear recording of your voice, then your editing tools can manage the background noise. They're using the likes of Adobe Audition, can do a very good job in taking away background noise. The likes of Audacity will do a very good job taking away background noise. The likes of the speech enhancer, the Adobe speech enhancer online, the one that the AI does for you, and the rest of the others, they would only do a very good job in taking away the background noise if the main person talking, so you had where's the best environment for you to record, just so that you get clarity when you're recording, just so that the recording takes your voice. That's the most important thing. So the recording takes note of what you're saying, and then you can deal with the background noise later.
All right. Thank you so much for answering those questions. If you're just joining us, we've been talking about podcasting 101, and C.S. Nwilliams was just giving us tips and tricks that you can apply to, create better audio content. Thank you so much for answering those questions. I remain Stephanie, and I'm going to leave you all to continue with the rest of APVA 2023. Stay glued to your screen and don't touch the dial.